I'm sorry to drag you into Markarth's problems, but after that attack in the market, I'm running out of time. You're an outsider. You're dangerous looking. You'll do. You want answers? Well, so do I. So does everyone in the city. A man goes crazy in the market. Everyone knows he's a forsworn agent. Guards do nothing. Nothing but clean up the mess. This has been going on for years, and all I've been able to find is murder and blood. I need help. Please, you find out why that woman was attacked, who's behind Wayland and the Forsworn, and I'll pay you for any information you bring me. They're remnants of the old rulers of Markarth, natives of the Reach, followers of the old ways. The Nords drove them out of the city, Ulfric Stormcloak and his men. That was about 20 years ago. But somehow they're still here, and they're killing people. Yes, it all started when I was a boy. My father owned one of the mines, rare for anyone who isn't a Nord. He was killed. Guards said it was just a madman, but everyone knew the murderer was a member of the Forsworn. I've been trying to find out why ever since. Gotten nowhere so far. And then I got married. Have a child of my own on the way. I swore I was going to just give up for my child's sake, but it's like my father's ghost is haunting me, asking me why. He was one of the smelter workers. I used to have a job down there myself, casting silver ingots. I never knew much about Wayland, except he lives in the Warrens, like all the other workers. Be careful who you talk to. Looks like you weren't followed. Good. So the clues point to the treasury house then. That makes sense. Thonar is involved in every facet of the city. Here's the gold I promised. Keep following the trail and there will be more in it for you. Keep your eyes and ears open.
Some of the guards back there were saying this place is ran by money. I don't like it. Had enough of that business in the arena.
doesn't matter if they're in the city. We fight them where they live. We won't have to fight them here.
They live here too, my Jarl. You look a
Don't
bit-
mind the dogs. They get anxious when they haven't had dinner.
You shouldn't be home in bed.
Oh, thank you. The dogs were getting restless. Here, this is for you. Good day.
If you see any signs of Talos worship, it's your obligation to report them to me.
I'm the Jarl's personal blacksmith, but that doesn't mean I can't sell you a few pieces for a fair price. Good. I'd prefer using water to cool my metal, but it's what the Jarl wants. Here, some of my best armor. Wear it well. Until next time.
Gore's his assistant. I help her with the forge.
boy Leontius lives in old Hroldan. Damn drunk. That's right. Old inn to the south. The oaf doesn't even bother to visit these days. What am I supposed to do if the dragons burn down the farm? You're a traveler, right? I have this letter for him. Let him know how much of a failure he is. Good. You make sure the lug tips you when he gets it. What kind of question is that? Look at me. Is this a young man's face? I've been here 50 years, and nothing's gonna move me off my land. What, have you been staring at your feet this whole time? You see that big city up ahead of you? Our cars? Head over there. Unless you feel like helping my wife pick crops. And then 50 years later, you'll wake up and still be here. Until next time.
Oh, what is this? A visitor to our farm? Oh, do stay for a while, dear.
Oh, this belly. And married.
Now don't you let rogues cause you any bother. Honest pay for honest work. Until next time.
Next thing you know, there's some kind of damn blight. Undead will walk.
You should head on inside. Aldis or Schooley can take care of you.
What's this?
I guess some things never change. Thanks for bringing this to me. Here, for your trouble.
Ah, a visitor. Old Hroldan Inn has hundreds of years of history, friend.
This is the old Hroldan Inn. Clean beds and strong drink. Watch your tongue, stranger. We don't take back talk in this inn. Magic? That's dangerous. You want to learn that? Go to that college in Winterhold. They teach that stuff there. Hey, I know. The Jarl's wizard could teach you. He's lots closer. Depends. Are you thirsty, hungry, both? Until next time. Mama, where did Papa go?
He's off fighting the war, dear, for the Stormcloaks.
Last time you said he was fighting for the Empire.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing well there. You'll be looking to rent Tiber Septim's room, I take it? That's right. In the Second Era, Tiber Septim himself led the army that conquered old Hroldan from the barbarians of the Reach. Septim would later found the empire that united Tamriel, but his first known battle and victory was right here. And this inn has the very bed the great general slept in on his first night as old Hroldan's liberator, as good as it was hundreds of years ago. Have a good rest. It's the big room with the double bed. I'll show you to your room, right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need. Did you clean the linens yet?
I did. Those meat stains are always tricky.
If you got the boon, put it up, and you'll have the fiercest warrior in all of Skyrim. What does it look like? I'm a sellsword. You hiring? I grew up in an orc stronghold. That good enough for you? I don't take coin. I just have one rule. I keep what I kill. If that works for you, then you have my steel. Maybe because I'm not stupid. You see, these mercs take a job for 500 septims flat, just because that's the way it's always been. Some of these mammoth brains even do a second job on the house. Beats me. Whenever I ask why, they tell me to shut my apple pie hole. It's 500 gold because that's the way it's always been. Seems to me that's the stupidest reason I ever heard in my entire life. And I knew Chief Yamar's, so I've heard some stupid things come out of an orc's mouth. Not at all. Those other sellswords, you pay everything up front and there's no guarantee they'll even stick around. Me, if I don't kill anything, I don't get anything. So you know I won't run at the first sign of trouble. I know what's valuable. Jewels, orichalcum, nirnroot. In any case, I'll know it when I see it. Yeah, well, I was planning on staying in Rorikstead. A place like that got people going east and west. Except there was already a sellsword there. Some guy by the name of Killer or Slaughter or something. Guy with a nickname like that must have slain hundreds, no, thousands of men. Where I come from, people don't call you Killer unless you have a reputation for, you know, killing people. If you want a guy known as the Killer at your backside, be my guest. Kynes Grove, little town in East March. You've probably never heard of it, but it's practically an Ulfric's kitchen. What? You saying someone can't grow up in two different places? I spent my childhood in Kynes Grove, and when I was big enough, I went down to Largersburg to train. At first, I wasn't sure if they'd take me. They asked me to brawl this real skinny female named Ugor. With the broomstick she called arms, I thought she was a maid. The egg was on my face when she knocked me from Frostfall to Sun's Dusk. They respected my will, though. Kept getting up and asking for seconds. Long story short, they took me in, trained me, made me the warrior I am. The best place you'll never see. You got all the convenience of the city with none of the hassle. You got the ocean to the east, waterfalls to the west, and hot springs to the south. I tell you, soaking in those pools is better than any healing spell. There's plenty of that, too. I just didn't want to bore you with the obvious. Better to ask how it's not. Go ahead, ask me. Well, they both got people living in it. That's pretty much it. All right. If you want the truth, I didn't go to Largersburg out of choice. My father forced me to. He didn't want me to grow up some milk drinker like him, and he started getting this idea in his head that the orc way was the only way. After everything my mother did to get our family out of that backwards mess, he goes and screws it all up. That's one way of putting it. I say he was obsessed. Like he lost a part of his heritage by growing up a farmer. You can almost tell how embarrassed he was when some orc sellsword came by the inn. Or even worse, someone from the stronghold. Actually, almost isn't the right word. It was written all over his face. The shame. At first he tried to make himself a warrior. Spent all our savings on blunted swords and worthless piece of armor. Eventually, he realized he was better off putting his energy into me. But the Stormcloaks aren't exactly opening doors to those who aren't their kind. Orcs don't exactly live long lives, and he was running out of time. So he drops me off in that cursed stronghold like some piece of scrap meat for the hounds. Mars? Yeah, I don't know if he was chief when Mother left, but if he was anything like that coward, I can see why she did. That poor fool didn't even bother to stop me as I walked out of the front gate. He was too scared I'd actually fight back. He can. All it takes is someone to challenge him, but it has to be a male or else I'd be chief myself. My mother was a proud woman, and she wasn't gonna abide by their stupid traditions. She was nobody's third wife. Only the chief wasn't the type who takes no for an answer. Got brains as thick as charish shells, these stronghold orcs. Which wouldn't be so bad if they didn't have the morals of a Charis too. She ran. Took off the night before her wedding. Had a cousin who stood guard and was willing to die for her. Probably did. After that, she settled down in Kynesgrove. That's where she met my father, one of the orcs who worked the farms. She died giving birth to her first child, me. Uh-huh. You hire me and you hire the best. Yeah, there is. There's something that's been bothering me for some time now. It's kind of embarrassing to ask, though. Well, I guess it's better to ask a stranger. So I've noticed there's this thing that humans and elves do when they press their lips together. Usually with someone they like. Is that what it's called? Well, in any case, I was wondering what that was like. No, you fungus licker. I'm no Debellan whore. I was just curious is all. Seeing that I can't exactly do the same. Not with these tusks in the way. I was just hoping you could tell me what it's like. Or at least knew someone who told you. Ugh, gross. And people find this fun? My opinion of humans lessens every day. Uh-huh.
Shelty, is that you? I've been waiting. You promised me, Yalti. You promised that when we sacked Hroldan, you would make me your sworn brother. And I've waited. Even after the enemy's arrows dug into my chest and their hammers crushed my bones, I've waited. Give me your sword, Hjalti, that we may become brothers, as you promised. I long to taste battle again. You don't remember me, Hjalti? 2 campaigns we served together. You saved my life time and time again.
Tidings, Sirrah. My name is Asteria, a traveling bard on her way to Markarth. If you would like to hear a song, do not hesitate to make a request. I require no coin or patronage for my services. All I ask in return is the following favor. Should my verse please you, then I would be most gracious if you spread word of my song to the citizens of the Reach. I have played in provinces and castles across Tamriel, but I have yet to perform in front of a Jarl, as Skyrim was home to many renowned bards of legend. It is my hope that I may walk in their footsteps and pay tribute to their memory. Not at the Bard's College, if that's what you're implying. I'm very much a bard, however, or I wouldn't advertise my services as such. If my skill were lacking, you would discover that soon enough. A sword maiden, for instance, could not profess her skill in battle and then show up to the arena with her armor on backwards. Nor can I claim to be a bard if my loot collects more dust than coin. Even here in old Hroldan, there's always someone with a story. A lost loved one, a new job, a family reunion, a long goodbye. And whether it's good, bad, or sad, a story always needs a tune. No, I suppose I didn't. I hail from Cyrodiil, but I've plied my trade in Hammerfell and High Rock, and have tales to tell from each. Certainly. For a fortnight, I had stayed outside the halls of Skingrad, in hopes of obtaining an audience with the Count. After many attempts, I decided to head west, on the Gold Road to Gavach, passing through the tomato fields that quilted the land outside the gate. It was then that my eyes set upon a frail old man, weeping at the base of a tree. He had lost his sister to vampirism, and had walked all of Cyrodiil retrieving the ingredients for her cure. Yet it came at a terrible cost. From life came death, and from hope loomed sorrow. She died less than 10 days after she was cured. For vampirism was the cure for time, and time is the deadliest disease of all. Of course. It all began when I joined a group of troubadours who traveled from port to port across Iliac Bay. We aimed to sail from the docks of Menevia all the way to Bedney, the tiny island that serves as the period to High Rock's western peninsula. 3 days into our journey, and our spirits were high, and our bodies drunk in wine and cheer. It all changed on the 4th. It was the 18th of Morning Star, that ancient day when the spirits wake from their wintry slumber, as they have for centuries since time began. Only what rose from the seas that day was no spirit. A serpentine figure, half a league in length, black as the void, with scales that glistened like a soul gem, hunting a flock of whales. The captain wasted no time turning the galleon around. Behind us, the ocean bubbled with venom as it sunk its fangs into its prey. Some say it was a water dragon. Others contend it was a kraken. And some will say it wasn't wine we drank, but skooma. I hail from Cyrodiil, but I've plied my trade in Hammerfell and High Rock, and have tales to tell from each. I am but a humble bard, and know nothing of either. Yet as a bard I can craft you a tale. This story begins in a Dwemer city, ruled not by kings, chieftains, or jarls, but by the people, so that no mortal may rule over another. However, where there is no throne, a mine owner seeks to build one, smelted from ore wrought by slaves. Slaves to debt, and slaves to a mistake, as there is no abolition for criminals and the poor. Until next time. How can I help you? I hail from Cyrodiil, but I've plied my trade in Hammerfell and High Rock, and have tales to tell from each. That would be a mistake, Sirrah. A bard can tell 1,000 tales, each more fascinating than the last. But her own life is not one of them. Bards are quite territorial, and there are many in Markarth who already call the Silver Blood Inn their home. In Old Hroldan, I can ply my trade without having to contend for the floor. There's also the advantage of novelty. Just as a meal is most delicious when one's hunger is at its peak, the emotion of a song is best felt by those with virgin ears. Although I must confess, I do like the atmosphere of a traditional Nord inn. I love warm beds and homely smells, and also jewels, although I suppose one of those three has nothing to do with Old Hroldan. Until next time.